All right, guys, unless you've been under a rock, you know that Dr. Seuss, the beloved author, storyteller, poet of some of our favorite children's childhood tales, such as The Grinch, The Lorax, The Cat in the Hat. Well, he's been posthumously canceled, not by black people, who are he's supposed to have offended, but by white liberals. The same white liberals who canceled Aunt Jemima, even though no black person asked for Aunt Jemima to be canceled. The same white liberals that canceled Uncle Ben, even though no black people asked for Uncle Ben to be canceled. And a plethora of other people, the Land O'Lakes Indian, the Cleveland Indian, the Washington Redskins. Although it's funny, the Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Atlanta Braves are still around, but whatever. I guess, white liberals have their reasons. But the best take I've seen on this Dr. Seuss issue is Tommy Lauren. Yes, the racist Tommy Lauren, who I can't think of anything racist that she said. I can think of some things that were true that she says that black folk probably don't want to hear from a 20-something white girl. That's not a liberal. But I can't think of anything racist that she says. However, she's a racist and she's a white supremacist, and her every waking thought is how to destroy black people. Allegedly. So, Tommy Lauren says, if you think Dr. Seuss is questionable, wait till you hear 99% of the rap songs released in the last 15 years. And listen, that's a little hyperbolic. I'd say 90%, because there's an element of rap that's not, just drugs, shooting up somebody's baby mama house, robbing somebody, smacking somebody with the gun. But I get the gist of what she's saying here. A lot of hip hop that white liberals claim to listen to. Wolf Blitzer listens to hip hop. Joe Biden listens to all these. Obama listens to hip hop. All these liberals, they listen to hip hop, and they listen to artists that are very not nice to black people. So, example. Okay, this is the first verse from Tekashi's hit song, Gummo. Okay, I'm not even going to read the whole verse. I'm just going to read the first couple of lines. Very popular rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine, a white Hispanic who was in a who was used by a black blood set out of New York, and the rest of the story. And now he's back home from doing this stint, and he's a very successful guy. Very successful guy. Very successful guy. Very, very calculated, very shrewd, he uses the 48 Laws of Power very efficiently. I was going to do a 48 Laws of Power on Tekashi 6ix9ine on my other channel, Ock Nation TV, my hip-hop channel, hip-hop and celebrity news that I do over there on Ock Nation TV. Make sure you subscribe to that channel so you can see my views on current stories and goings on and trending topics in the hip-hop and celebrity world. But I'm thinking about doing a 48 Laws of Power on Tekashi 6ix9ine because he's very, very, very intelligent guy. He says, "Pop these niggas like a wheelie, nigga. You a silly nigga. In the hood with them Billy niggas and them Hoover niggas. You run up and they shootin' niggas. We ain't hoopin', nigga. Yo, KB, you a loser, nigga. Up that Uzi, nigga. Wanna stoop krills in my drawers. Your girl on my phone. She wanna F, but keep her clothes on. I want the jaw, man. That's really all I use her for. Then I kick her out the door. So that pretty much sums up what, the element of rap, the 90% of rap that Tommy Lauren was talking about. And he goes on and on for like the rest of that verse and then two more verses. So, and then a whole album of that. So, yeah. Not canceled though. Yeah. You know who else is not canceled? And I'm going to get back to Dr. Seuss in a minute. But it's just important that we talk about who's not canceled. Who got 97% of the black female vote. Who got a large part of the white, well, not just a lot, got all of the white liberal vote. 100% of the white liberal woman vote. And the white liberal male vote. This guy, Joe Beasy, he said some things that are racist. Newsflash. If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. Newsflash. Breaking news. That's racist. Okay? Breaking news. That's racist. Okay? Saying that the first black president was, you got the first mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean. That's how he described Barack Obama. You got the first mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean. Like, wow. So Barack was the first mainstream African American who was articulate and bright and clean. Wow. Like, wow. Like, amongst other things. And you can just, he said a lot of things, but, those two kind of just stuck in my craw. Like, wow. Like, you're 78 or some shit. About to be 80. And the first mainstream African American you saw that was articulate and bright and clean, Barack Obama. You ever heard of Martin Luther King? You ever heard of Malcolm X? You ever heard of, pick one of 1,000 black people through the years, thousands of black people through the years in the mainstream that were articulate and bright and clean. Because we didn't hear about Barack till 04. When he gave that now pedestrian speech, but at the time it seemed just such a great speech at the Democratic National Convention in 2004. So it wasn't until 2004, and I think he said this even after 2004. I think he said this more like closer to 2008. You got the first mainstream African American who was articulate, bright, and clean. Wow. Ted Lieu says, do ordinary Americans care about the 6 relatively unknown Dr. Seuss books that the publisher is no longer going to publish? No. That's why Dems are focused on stimulus checks. And since one of the Dr. Seuss books made fun of my ethnicity, I'm glad the free market cancel it. Listen, are we going to cancel the $1 bill? We're going to cancel the $2 bill. Are we going to cancel the $20 bill? I heard they're supposed to put Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill for the last 5 years. I still got Andrew Jackson on my $20 bill. Like everybody on every dollar is a slave owner, except for Lincoln, and he's the only one that white liberals want to cancel. Of all the presidents, the only one white liberals want to cancel, not George Washington, who owned hundreds of slaves and handed them down to his relatives after he died, not Thomas Jefferson, who owned hundreds of slaves and handed them down to his relatives after he died, not Andrew Jackson, who owned hundreds of slaves and handed. The one guy they want to cancel is Lincoln, man. That's who liberals want to cancel, man. Black folk just don't get it, man. We just not bright, man. Maybe Joe Biden was right, man. We not that bright, man. Barack was the first one, man. Yeah, and Maxine Waters, no pun intended, but Maxine Waters said she likes WAP, which stands for wet at wet. And I'm sure she probably had, with a name like Maxine Waters, she probably had some good back in the day, back in the 1930s. Probably throwing a zoot suit and go to the juke joint and push up on Maxine Waters back in the 1930s. But, those lands have long since been parched. But yeah, it's interesting how Democrats, they love rap. Democrats love hip hop. Maxine Waters just proved that 2 days ago. 5 days ago? When she talked about how much she loved WAP. A song with just some disgusting lyrics. Not just the fact that it's what it stands for, but the lyrics of the song are disgusting and violent and debaucherous and degenerate. Mr. Potato Head is gender neutral. Yeah, they got the Mr. Potato Head, man. I knew this was going to happen, though. That's why I voted for Trump. Because I knew this was going to happen. But Mr. Potato Head is gender neutral now. Because, like, 6 trans people will be offended if they walked into a Toys R Us. Oh yeah, Toys R Us is out of business. 6 trans people will be offended if they scrolling through Amazon or some other online distributor and they're looking for a toy for their adopted kid. And they see Mr. Potato Head and, hey, wait a second, mister. That's offensive. So because we didn't want to offend that 0.00000000001% of the population, Mr. Potato is not gender neutral. It's just a potato head. It's just potato head. Tater. What a country, man. And some of the images from Mr. Potato Head were, I will admit, were kind of not offensive, but of the times. Like, just how we don't hold it against George Washington that he owned hundreds of slaves. And we don't hold it against, people who lived in the Jim Crow South for, making black people get up and go to the back of the bus if they were sitting. You know, if you were a white person, you got on the bus and it was a black person sitting in the front. You say, hey, boy, get up and get out of that seat. And, you know, I guess not because you were a bad person, because you know that was just how it was. I mean, I'm assuming. I'm sure a lot of those people were bad people, but I'm sure that many of those people, that was just the world they were born into. And Dr. Seuss, he lived in that time too, and he had some books that were, you know, had some images that, you know, I don't like. However, like, if when you start doing this and you're not a Democrat and you're not a liberal and you have logic, it makes you think like, well, okay, if we're canceling this guy, then we got to cancel this guy. But no, we like that guy, so it just becomes very confusing, man. Especially knowing how much Democrats love hip hop. Um, but yeah, these images, some of these images are really jacked up in Dr. Seuss, and you know, I'm not losing no sleep over this, but I'm just projecting this 4 years into the future. What does America look like 4 years from now? They've been in power for a month and some change. Okay? They've been in power for a month and some change. All right? And it's not looking good. Get in the comment section, like, subscribe, donate. Peace. I'm out.